Okay, just a little bit about...
Prince Woodville, French culinary expert and bagpipe player, might be our next king. That's not so shocking, my dear fellow.
You know exactly to which article I'm referring, Holmes.
Love the sarcasm,
How can
Holmes.
Farley dare to tarnish your reputation like that?
You know, Watson, that wherever glory walks, jealousy is bound to follow. As for the forgery of the necklace, I suspect that we shall soon be enlightened in this regard. Come in, Inspector Baines, the door's open.
This is why I love
Mr.
Sherlock
Holmes.
Holmes.
How did you know I was here?
You are one of our rare visitors who avoids the second-to-last step of the stairs, which creaks dreadfully. And if I add the clinking of the handcuffs at your belt, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, Inspector?
Have you read that rag?
Inspector, I assume that you have the fake necklace with you. It's why you're here. Your superiors would like me to examine it.
Indeed. They would like you to confirm or deny putting this fake in the box.
Can't that wait? I must go to the house of Lord Peregrine Maitland, the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
What for?
Inspector, can you explain this slander? Has the necklace of the Samoas really been replaced by a fake?
I don't know how the reporter got hold of the information, but it's true. About the necklace, of course. I wouldn't permit myself to question the integrity and honesty of Mr. Holmes.
The necklace is a forgery? Impossible! I saw the Marquis authenticated before my very eyes, before Holmes returned it to its place.
Mr. Holmes, the Marquis believes Osmond Farley's theory. I shouldn't be surprised if the reporter isn't behind all this slander about you. He's a freelancer, well known for his explosive and subjective articles. In any case, the Marquis assures us that you were the last person to have the necklace in your hands.
Let's return to the Marquis's house, Holmes. I'm sure that we'll have no trouble in taking apart this theory.
It is unnecessary. Such allegations collapse on their own, like one of Mrs. Hudson's soufflés. Let us leave the police to solve this problem and turn our attention to the matters in hand.
Perhaps you are right, Holmes.
As usual, Watson cares more about Holmes's reputation than he does himself. Than Holmes does himself.
And the Marchioness?
She is beside herself. Without the necklace, her marriage is compromised. It is the principal item of the young woman's dowry.
What a lovely marriage. Holmes, forgive me for insisting, but don't you want to examine the fake jewellery?
Watson, I have an appointment, and it's out of the question that I arrive late.
It will only take you a couple of minutes. You really must quell the suspicions put forward in this appalling article. If you will allow me, Inspector?
Be my guest.
Very well.
Okay, who are we? Are we Holmes? Are we Holmes? We're Holmes. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, there it is. Is that the one that he put in the safe? Find out if the necklace is authentic or not. Ah, look at this here. Rust or something? Tarnish?
This
Tarnish.
pearl is a different color.
Ah, these are cracked.
These 3 pearls are of poor quality.
Ha. Aha. The clasp? Nothing. There is a smaller one here. It's not... This looks like a blatant fake, though. So, this is making me
This
suspicious.
pearl is too small. It is not in its place here. Too many defects. This necklace is a fake. This is nothing but a vulgar copy, and at a glance it would appear that the forger has intended for it to be seen as such.
Exactly.
How could we have been fooled by such a blatant imitation? I don't understand.
Yes,
Because
how is it possible? Holmes, do you have a theory about this?
I do.
I have absolutely no idea. You insisted that I examine the necklace, and I have done so. Now it is important that I keep my appointment. I'm sure, Inspector, that you will throw some light on this affair.
Holmes.
You may accompany me, Watson, if you care to do so.
Goodbye, gentlemen. I'll keep you informed as to my inquiries.
Got it, guys. I got
Goodbye,
it. It's okay.
Inspector.
Detective Rose is on the
You mentioned
case.
a bishop, didn't you? Are we going to his home?
Yes, the Bishop of Knightsbridge. I put his address on our map of London on my desk. Would you get it for me, please?
All right, Holmes.
Right. Okay, so it's my belief that the real necklace, which was recovered at the scene of the crime from the fish tank, was confirmed as authentic from the owner, and then placed into the safe by Holmes, which it was then stolen again and replaced with a fake. All in an attempt to deface our wonderful Mr. Holmes. Oh, roses! Oh, it's so pretty! Yes,
Holmes's homemade analyzer. The work table, where Holmes analyzes things.
VR. I don't remember what that stands for. La, 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 la. Do I have a gun? I have a gun above my door? That's very un-Holmes-like. This is a very nice flat. Oh, do we have time to finish our tea? No. No time for tea. Okay, grab the map.
I have found your map.
Alright. Onward to the diocese. I don't know what that says. Onward. Oh, I'm really having some high hopes for this game. There's a couple things in particular that I hope are going to be included.
The police? Already? How did you know?
May we see the Bishop of Knightsbridge?
Yes. Yes, of course. But come in.
However,
What has happened, Reverend?
What?
I don't know. It was last night, I think. I only just arrived, and I have made this macabre discovery. My God. How horrible.
What is it?
I haven't called anyone. How did you know that?
What? What? What happened?
Holmes!
What was it?
Look!
The Bishop.
Oh my God.
Appallingly mutilated.
Oh my
How
God.
dreadful.
Mutilated
Oh my God.
and killed. He was such a good man. How could anyone be so brutal? Look at him. He is barely recognizable now. How could any of God's children be responsible for that?
They were evidently unworthy children, Reverend. Now do please try to calm yourself and focus, because we will need your assistance. Do you have any idea as to the motive behind this?
I haven't had time to do an inventory, but nothing appears to have been stolen. And anyway, His Excellency didn't own anything of great value. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Note this down, please, Doctor.
Doctor? But you aren't the police?
No, Reverend. I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We are here at the request of the Bishop.
In that case, I must ask you to leave. And not to touch anything. I must get in touch with the authorities without further delay.
Reverend, when the inspectors of Scotland Yard find themselves at a dead end, which they quite often do, I assure you, then they turn to me for help. If you will allow us to continue our investigation, then you shall have the answers to all of your questions.
Out of the question! I don't even know you! I'm going to call the police, whether you like it or not.
It would be better for everyone, Reverend, if you kept your temper. Watson, are you taking notes? This affair promises to be a complex one. Therefore, we must not overlook the slightest detail.
Yes, Holmes. I am keeping a meticulous set of notes. I have created a very clever deduction board.
Excellent.
One thing we can be sure of at the moment is that this crime was not for gain. The Reverend has informed us that nothing valuable was stolen, and indeed, it would seem that the Bishop had nothing of any worth to take.
Very good, Watson. Do continue.
Alright, so we're here at the request of the Bishop, so did the Bishop know somebody was coming for him? Bishop didn't own anything of value, not even in his safe. Yes, okay, excellent. Okay, let's... Fingers are broken. Before I start examining things in detail willy-nilly... Ah, a finger appears to be missing, and it's on the ground right there. Either cuts or whip lashings on the chest. Quite a bit of blood. Some glass down there. Somebody's fiddling with the furnace. Alright, guys. What do you see here? Oh! There's a rope on the ground over there. Over yonder. Somebody knocked over glass. There's another glass here. Has some blood marks on it. Okay, so he's tied up. He's tied up. Got some rope on the ground. Got some really ghastly looking shadows. Okay, I guess we can start. Well, actually, I don't want him to give anything away. I want to just... that looks like a knob for... No. You know what that looks like? It's a stamp. It's a stamp. Or a seal. Or something. Alright. Safe is here. Ah, what's this? It's... a shot glass, I think, and a ring.
Broken phial and blood near the neck.
What a strange
Phial.
smell. Phew. Chemical components, I think.
Okay. Alright, guys. Perhaps somebody... This was a grudge. I think this was a grudge. Pretty well-mutilated bishop here. This had to have been some personal thing, I think. Or some ritualistic thing. Knowing a Holmes mystery. Let's take a look at the fire. There's
This
some glass
stove
down
is
there.
filled to overflowing.
Oh, okay. Is that, I want to look at this. I want to look at this. I want to look at this! Oh, for crying out loud. It's a broken phial.
A bottle
okay,
of
so,
whiskey. I can make out fingerprints stained with blood and dirt.
So... Whoa. Okay, so there is something put around his stomach. Burn marks?
The fingers have been crushed and violently struck. His forearms have been ripped. Pieces of skin have been torn off. What do you think, Watson?
I'd say
what?
that he was eaten alive. Yet I've
Oh my
noticed a
God.
curious degeneration of the skin tissue around the wounds.
Huh. Zombie! No. I sure hope not. Infection?
His stomach is covered in scratches. Quite evidently, they weren't made recently.
So, these
They
wounds
weren't.
were not made by his murderers.
Really? Looks like there's bruising actually around his abdomen too.
The
Take a look at
fingers have
nails.
been crushed.
Okay, yes, we already know that. Alright, alright. We see green, green, green. Buttons? Anything about the buttons? Nothing about the buttons. Oh,
A
what's this?
piece of rope that was used to tie up that poor man.
Okay, I think we've seen everything that there is to be seen here, guys. That's right, nothing. Okay. Whoops. No, I wanna... Okay. I wonder if this is evidence of some self-mutilating,
His chest
flaying,
has been
ritualistic
lacerated,
thing.
I would say, with a very sharp and fine blade.
They look pretty healed to me, though. Detective Rose on the case. Look at his mouth. Looks like a tooth is marked out. He's got
You can
cuts.
see by his expression that he suffered terribly.
His mouth is
I don't
covered
know
in
if his-
blood, and I can make out strips of skin between his teeth. My dear friend,
Between his teeth.
everything points to this man having gnawed at his own forearms.
That's unbelievable,
Lord.
Holmes.
That's crazy. I love it. Alright, that's enough looking at this hideous thing. He did that to himself, maybe. Will you pick up the finger, for God's sake? Okay, Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, there's a cork down there. Oh, okay, I missed his feet. My bad. Did he tie himself up? How could he have reached his forearms?
These burns are terrible.
Okay, so fire.
A finger.
Finger.
Apparently it doesn't belong to the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
How dreadful. His feet have been burned.
My first impression is that he wears a size 9 shoe.
You? But what does it matter, Holmes? This poor man was tied just below the knees.
To stop him from walking, certainly, but mostly to free his feet.
My God, Holmes, this man was horribly tortured.
This is horrible indeed. This is very, very horrible. I think we are done with this, okay? Let's go back.
Something is missing
Let's go
here.
back.
Oh, yes? And what might that be?
His shoes.
A
Watson,
murderer!
his shoes are missing.
Where are they? We have a shoe thief, guys. Forget the brutal torture and murder of a bishop. We have a shoe thief. This must take precedence above all else.
There is blood on this paperweight. This paperweight
Oh, the
was
paperweight.
used to crush the victim's fingers.
Oh my.
A broken bottle of whiskey. However, the Bishop of Knightsbridge was known for his sobriety. It would seem that the brutes who tortured the bishop to death were intoxicated with alcohol.
Maybe, or they intoxicated the bishop as another form of torture. Perhaps? No, I don't think that's gonna fly, really. Alright, let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these. Windows, curtains. Such extravagance. Such innecessity. Oh, blood. Blood over here. Is that a knife? Syringe.
A surgical
syringe.
scalpel covered in
Scalpel.
blood. There isn't any doubt. The wounds on the bishop were administered with this scalpel.
Huh. He was intoxicated to the point where he gnawed his own forearms off. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. So he had to have been gnawing at himself before he was tied up? Because he couldn't really properly get to his forearms tied up like that. Feet burned, stuff. Alright. Do we have anything in our deduction board, Watson? Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Can I look at this? I want to properly look at it. Deduction board. Guys. Where's the deduction? What's this? Oh, okay, whatever. Alright. Lack. Missing shoes. Yes. Torture! The victim was savagely tortured. Bishop. Bishop was gnawed at himself. Flask. The broken flask has some blood at its top. The murderers made the bishop drink blood. The murderers made Bishop drink the contents of the flask. The murderers tortured the bishop with a broken glass. Why does this have a check there? Oh, I can select. The murderers tortured the bishop with a broken glass. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is great. This is great. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. Alright, let's examine more closely. What's this?
The picture of
The
Peregrine
prince?
Maitland, commander of the infantry brigade of Her Majesty's Guards at Waterloo.
The Bishop of Knightsbridge has the same name as his ancestor, an illustrious family.
Sorry, that was really boring. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh! Oh. I knew it! I knew it! That's the first thing that I thought of. The first thing I thought of was... the... what is it? I don't even know what it's called.
A
It's like
whip?
self-flaying and...
It is a discipline for self-flagellation.
self-flagellation.
This metal rod is for
Ah.
fastening the chilies.
I think... I'm just gonna call this and just let you know anything right now. I think that the bishop was something like a werewolf or was like possessed or something like that, and so he was trying to cleanse or purify himself by doing this crap.
It's a
And it
cilice
didn't work.
designed to bruise the person wearing it. The bishop wore it as repentance. This very pious man must have had the habit of mortifying his flesh as a means of repentance.
What could he feel so guilty about that he would have to do this to repent? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. Am I missing anything? No. Okay, good. Alright. He was a zombie. And no, he was possessed. And he was trying to... I don't know. He was trying to unpossess himself. I don't know. It's just that I know that there's something wrong with him. There was something wrong with him. Okay, let's check the... What?
Impossible to open it. I am missing some information.
What? What is this? I don't even know...
Impossible to open.
I don't even understand how this works.
Reverend,
Okay,
I'm missing
well-
something. An implement with which to open this chest. Could you tell me where to find it?
No, go to the devil!
What are you afraid of, Reverend?
Oh my god.
What is inside the chest?
I'm not afraid of anything.
You're hiding
In
something.
fact, I do have the necessary implements, but if I have to give them to anyone, it will be to a representative of the law and no one else.
I am the law. I am the law. Okay, let's see here. It's going to say... Oh, it's a little poker. Okay, so this is... Oh, okay. Aha. Okay, so I know how to use this. Whoops. How do I... What? Okay, so I used the poker.
I am missing some information.
No, I have it. It's this. What is that? Oh, guys, I'm having trouble with the controls. This metal stick. This, use it. Use that. Oh, for bollocks. Use that and put the pin in the thing.
I need something.
Inspect. You have it on you. How do I use this? Whatever. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so there's blood on the thing. There's blood, the thing. Alright, guys, I think we may have looked at everything, except we haven't gone over here. Very much. What's this? Okay, wonderful, lovely. Alright, let's... Oh!
The veranda door hasn't been forced. Strange. Reverend, might I have the key?
No! You have no authority here. Let me call the police.
Perhaps we should listen to him, Holmes.
Perhaps you should let me get on with this, Watson.
Not yet.
This door has not been
Okay, let's
forced.
see.
Where does it lead, Reverend?
To His Excellency's...
Yes.
There is just a mattress and a stool.
Okay, well, this guy is suspiciously uncooperative. Perhaps he's been reading the tabloids. To make the character move faster, I don't need to make him move faster, honestly. This is little stuff, some notes, and some
The bishop's
candle.
bedroom. It
mattress.
is very austere. Nothing in particular here.
What about the plant? The plant is clearly suspicious. The plant did it. Alright, well, let's go back to the note board. Figure out how. Okay, alright. Veranda. The veranda wasn't searched. The murderers were looking for something specific. The murderers got the wrong person. The bishop took the murderers by surprise. I'm gonna go with this one. Didn't own anything of value, and the veranda wasn't searched. Yes, that's... Murderers were unable to open the safe. Penitence. The bishop was mortifying himself. He was used to pain. The victim was savagely tortured. Oh, I guess it would take a lot of torture to hurt somebody who is used to pain. The bishop resisted torture. The bishop punished himself too severely. The bishop couldn't stand being tortured. The bishop resisted torture. Clearly. He was unable to open the safe. He was yeah. And, so the murderers came here to kill the bishop. The murderers got what they wanted. The murderers didn't get what they wanted. The bishop's murderers got what they wanted. Bishop murderers didn't get what they wanted. Let's go back here. He resisted torture. The murderers were unable to open the safe. they didn't get what they wanted. Aha! Ha, ha! Excellent. 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 Now what about his shoes? Okay, so we're missing some stuff. So I'm gonna look around.